Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to welcome you to Mount Vernon on Independence Day. And I can think of no more appropriate place to welcome 100 people from 54 countries as the newest citizens of the United States of America. I am Meg Nichols, the 23rd Regent of the Mount Vernon Ladies Association, the organization that founded in 1853 by Anne Pamela Cunningham for one reason only: to save Mount Vernon from ruin. What began as a movement by a group of determined women long before we had the right to vote or own property in our own names has flourished for over 175 years. We have followed a mission of preserving the home and legacy of George Washington, so people from around the world can come and see where America's first president lived and died. We welcome 1 million people to Mount Vernon each year. People of all ages, from all walks of life, come here to pay tribute to George Washington, to learn the stories that connect us to each other, and to say thank you to the father of our country for the service and sacrifice that established the nation in which we now live, a land of freedom, liberty, and equality, and a land of hope, of enterprise, and faith in its people. Washington called the founding of the United States a great experiment in human happiness under civil society. And today, you are about to become part of that ongoing effort to make a more perfect union. Today's ceremony is very important to you, to your family, and to our nation's future. All Americans bear the same privileges and responsibility of our most important title, that of citizen. You know the duties well: to exercise your right to vote, to become engaged and involved in your communities, to respect the rights, beliefs, and opinions of your fellow citizens, and to work toward a better America for all. Before the official acts begin, I would like to thank the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service for their continued partnership. Thank you, Mr. Rosenberg and Mr. Wood. I would also like to thank the Mount Vernon chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, as well as the George Washington chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution, for their dedication and support of Mount Vernon and all of today's special programs. And to Ted Colbert and our friends from Boeing Company for their generous support of today's grand celebration. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Ron Rosenberg. Mr. Rosenberg is the Washington District Director for the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service, and has served in various roles within the organization for over 25 years. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rosenberg.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols. Thank you for welcoming us here today to Mount Vernon. It's such a pleasure to welcome you and your family, your friends, your guests to today's special naturalization ceremony here at George and Martha Washington's Mount Vernon. I also want to thank the wonderful team here at Mount Vernon for hosting us on this special day, as they do every year. We love working with them. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to the distinguished guests who have joined me to celebrate your citizenship. You've already met Margaret Nichols, the 23rd Regent of the Mount Vernon Ladies Association. Blas Nunez Neto is the Deputy Assistant to the President on Migration. And Ted Colbert, Vice President of the Boeing Corporation Company and President and Chief Executive Officer of Boeing Defense, Space, and Security. Thank you for joining us for this special ceremony. And to start the ceremony, is Jessica here? Yes? Okay, good. Good. I would like you all to please rise and place your right hand over your heart for the national anthem. And I'm so excited to welcome one of our favorite vocalists, DC, Maryland, and Virginia artist Jessica Lynn, to perform the national anthem. and then Richard Renkins from the Sons of American Revolution will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets break alert, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning. My name is Richard Rankin. I'm the past president of the George Washington Chapter, Virginia Society, Sons of the American Revolution. The Sons of the American Revolution is a patriotic, educational, and historic organization dedicated to preserving the memory and legacy of those courageous men and women who fought for the independence our nation celebrates today. On behalf of over 37,000 members worldwide, I'm honored to lead you in your first official recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I would ask that all of you, fortunately, are already standing. And when we do the pledge, we place our right hand over our heart and face the American flag. The pledge will go in unison. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jessica and Richard, for taking the time to join us. In a moment, Ron Rosenberg, District Director for the Washington District, USCIS, will administer the oath of allegiance. The Washington District serves as a district of Columbia, Virginia, Maryland, and North Carolina, with offices in Fairfax, Norfolk, Baltimore, Charlotte, and Raleigh. Now, it is my distinct privilege to call the countries and present the candidates for naturalization. Candidates, when you hear your country of nationality, please stand for the oath of allegiance and remain standing. Afghanistan, Algeria, Argentina, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, El Salvador, Estonia, Ethiopia, Germany, Ghana, Guinea, Honduras, India, Iran, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Jordan, Kenya, Kosovo, Mexico, Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal, Netherlands, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Panama, Peru, Portugal, Russia, Serbia, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Korea, Spain, Sudan, Syria, Thailand, United Kingdom, Venezuela, Vietnam, and Yemen. Mr. Rosenberg, I present to you 100 candidates representing 54 countries who have applied to become citizens of the United States. Each of the candidates have been interviewed by an officer of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and unless accepted by the law, have demonstrated the ability to read, write, and speak words in the English language. Each has demonstrated his or her knowledge and understanding of the history and the principles and form of government of the United States. Mr. Rosenberg, I recommend that these candidates be administered the oath of allegiance, thereby admitting them to United States citizenship.
Okay, are you ready? Yes. Just a moment. All right, right hand up. And I'll go slow, just repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of which or whom I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. You're welcome to take a seat. Thank you so much. Congratulations. I'm so excited to call you my fellow Americans. And I was going to give a lovely speech to you, but it is hot, and we have a much better speaker from the White House. So I'm going to defer my remarks and introduce to you Mr. Blas Nunez Neto, who's newly appointed as the Deputy Assistant to the President on Migration. Prior to his recent White House appointment, Mr. Nunez Neto served in the Department of Homeland Security, us, as Assistant Secretary for Border and Immigration Policy, and as Acting Assistant Secretary for International Affairs. Before joining DHS, Mr. Nunez Neto previously held significant leadership roles, including as Associate Director and Senior Policy Researcher for the RAND Corporation's Homeland Security Operational Analysis Center. From 2015 to 17, he served as a Senior Advisor to the Commissioner of DHS's Customs and Border Protection. Please join me in welcoming Blas Nunez Neto.
Hey everybody, and congratulations on becoming American citizens. It is an incredible honor and privilege for me to be here with you today on America's birthday in George Washington's home to join you as you finish your journey to become a United States citizen. On this day, almost 250 years ago, the United States declared its independence from England with a phrase that reverberated around the world. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This idea that all men are created equal seems obvious to us today, but 250 years ago, in the time of monarchies and empires, it was considered heresy. The Revolutionary War that followed appeared to be the longest of long shots. 13 small colonies with a ragtag militia rebelling against the British Empire, which spanned the globe, owned the seas, and featured the most fearsome military on the planet. And yet, led by the indomitable George Washington and inspired by a righteous cause, the 13 colonies triumphed against all odds. Our founding fathers, led by George Washington, set up the first democratic system of government in thousands of years, one that allowed people for the first time to directly elect their leaders. They also inspired countries all over the world, sparking a wave of democracy that has delivered freedom to billions of people. George Washington was elected our first president, but at the end of his term, he did what so few leaders are willing to do. He stepped aside and allowed democratic principles to take root in the United States. Today, we are all standing here in the midst of history, surrounded by the echoes of the past, inspired by the heritage around us, as you become the heirs and stewards of this American tradition. The path each of you has taken to this proud day is unique to you, but you all share two incredible things. First, you made your own independent decision to become a United States citizen. And second, from this day forward, you will have the great honor and also responsibility of discharging the obligations of being a citizen and ensuring that the freedoms you are inheriting today are passed on to your children. I know exactly what you are feeling and going through right now, because roughly 30 years ago, I was one of you, about to take the oath of allegiance for the first time and become a naturalized citizen. We came to the United States from Argentina when I was 10 years old, having grown up in a country where a military dictatorship oversaw a famously dirty war against those who objected to their tyrannical rule. And I remember struggling to assimilate as a child, feeling like I had one foot in Argentina and one foot in the United States, but not truly belonging to either. But over the past 30 days, I have come to understand that the genius of the United States is that there is no one vision of what it means to be an American. The United States is famously a country of immigrants, and while we have not always lived up to those ideals, it is still nevertheless true. And my career is proof of that. I stand before you today as an immigrant, one with a funny name, no less, who has reached the highest levels of government in the United States. Every day when I walk into the White House, and I brief some of the highest leaders in this country, I'm reminded of that being an immigrant has never been an impediment to me in anything I have been able to achieve in this country. The American dream, the idea that if you work hard, you can achieve great things in this country no matter what your background, has been real for me. And I am here to tell you it can be real for you as well. Today is also my 50th birthday. And it is really a profound honor for me to spend it here with you as you follow in the footsteps of all of the immigrants who came before you and who built this country into the beacon of freedom that has inspired the world. And since we are in George Washington's home, I thought I would leave you with some of his words that resonate with me. Citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism. And I hope that you take these words to heart as you are now Americans and patriots. Thank you.
Nice job, and welcome to 50. There you go. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our newest Americans. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First, I'd like to thank all of our speakers who've done a tremendous job welcoming our newest Americans, telling stories, and making us all feel very, very good about today. And then I'd also like to thank our leaders who take care of this amazing venue. As a resident who grew up in this area, I took advantage of this Mount Vernon State as a kid during field trips, and it's great to be back. It brings back memories, for sure. On behalf of the 170,000 employees of the Boeing Company, I come to you as the President and Chief Executive Officer of Boeing Defense, Space, and Security. We are so proud to be with you today and celebrate this most important event. As a company that spends all of its time taking care of our service members, their communities, and their families, celebrating Independence Day is so important to us. And today, celebrating you is even more important to us. As I look into the audience, you all come from every part of the world. It's such a beautiful sight to see. And you join communities in the United States and bring culture and ideas and thoughts about how to make our country better, and how we work together better in fulfillment of all the goals that are important to each and every one of us. We know that everything that you bring to our communities will and does make us better as a country. Your communities will thrive even more that you're there, and you should take advantage of that every single day. So when you walk away today after saying the oath and celebrating and finding a cool drink, I want you to know that go back to your communities and know that you make our communities better by all the things that you bring from wherever you came from in this world, and you will make America better as you take every next step forward in your journey as an American. So I'll finish with this again. On behalf of my teammates in the United States and around the world, the Boeing Company is proud to welcome you as our newest Americans, and we look forward to seeing you in all that you're going to do. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Okay. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Blas. All right, I want to thank you all so much for joining us this morning to celebrate your citizenship. It's been such a privilege to spend the day with you here. And as we celebrate America's birthday and our founding fathers' indelible impact on our great nation, our hosts from Mount Vernon encourage you to take the time to enjoy a tour of the mansion and to explore the rest of this great site. And I'd now like to invite our friend Jessica Lynn back to close out the ceremony with the singing of God Bless America. After Jessica sings, you may retrieve your naturalization certificates, don't leave without them, at the table over there where our USCIS colleagues are waiting for you. So thank you. And before I hand it over to Jessica, I just want to have a final round of applause for our newest American citizens. Woo!